Hi everyone, it's Michele, and I'm here to read you the letter that I wrote to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And, I just think it's really important that we all try and stand and make a difference. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are. If you see something that's not right, you need to say something. And I'm just that type of person. I'm just shocked that the government hasn't really acted. I wrote this letter on the 4th of November 2025, and I've not yet received a reply. And I CC'd in the Ministry of Education and Youth, also the ODPEM, CC'd these guys in. I'm going to give them up to 7 days because that's fair. But this is an urgent matter, so I was hoping that I would get some kind of reply within 2 or 3 days. I know they're busy. I know they have more important people to speak to. But I feel that what I've said is important as well, so that's why I wrote to them. So, let me go ahead and read. So, to the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, ONPC MP, Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Office of the Prime Minister, 1 Devon Road, Kingston 10, Jamaica. So this was written on the 4th of November 2025. The subject I have is urgent safeguarding appeal for families and children affected by Hurricane Melissa. Dear Prime Minister Holness, my name is Michele Hunter, the founder and chief executive officer of the Global Ethical Safeguarding and Compliance Licensing Authority, GESCLA. I'm also a PhD researcher in medical education, based in London, United Kingdom. I'm writing to you to express deep concern for the citizens of Jamaica who remain without adequate food, water, shelter, following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. Communities across St. Elizabeth, St. James, including Montego Bay, Trelawney, St. Anne, Manchester, Clarendon, and Westmoreland are facing unsafe living conditions and increasing public health and safeguarding risks. Families with young children and elderly citizens are particularly vulnerable as they continue to live among debris, contaminated water, and structural damage. This is more than a monetary issue. It's a safeguarding issue. The immediate concern is not simply rebuilding the infrastructure, but protecting lives, protecting vulnerable people, preventing exploitation, ensuring families are not left to suffer in unsafe environments. Safeguarding must stand at the centre of every recovery and reconstruction decision. Having people living in the aftermath of the storm is unsafe. It's also unethical. Please save the children and all the families. Keep them safe. Offer the children protection as they are highly vulnerable and at risk of exploitation and further abuse and trauma. Every additional day spent in unsafe conditions places lives in danger, and deepens emotional suffering. To protect the most vulnerable, I respectfully urge you and your government to, number one, relocate displaced citizens into secured accommodation such as hotels, guest houses, stadiums, or other public facilities until safe housing is restored. Number two, coordinate trauma-informed safeguarding support through faith networks, schools, community-based organisations to protect children, women and the elderly. But I've not seen them reach out to any of these shelter leaders and offer them any advice in terms of how to deal with the people that are facing trauma. I know the leaders of the shelter organisation organisers are also traumatized, but they need to start acting and begin offering, some kind of support, mental health and well-being support. Can't just leave people just to get on with it. It's really bad. Sorry, continue. So number 3, ensure transparency and accountability in all humanitarian and recovery efforts, with safeguarding embedded at every level of response and rebuilding. GESCLA, that's me, my business. GESCLA stands ready to support the government of Jamaica, the Ministry of Education, and ODPM with safeguarding frameworks, child protection protocols, trauma-informed guidance to aid national recovery. So I'm willing to step in and help. Even if it's over the internet, online, having Zoom meetings with the Prime Minister, I'm happy to do that, and his team, and offer ways in which they can get workers out there, Prime Minister, safeguarding is not a policy, it's a moral duty. I trust that your leadership will ensure the safety and recovery of every Jamaican family. With respect and compassion, Michele Hunter. So that's my letter. And yeah, tell me what you think. I wrote this on the 4th. Since the 4th, so much more's happened. I've been watching so many videos with different parts of Jamaica complaining of bodies starting to deteriorate and smell up. The parishes starting to really smell, and people starting to worry about diseases developing like cholera, for example. And it's really important that the government gets a hold of all this, because people can begin dying. It's just like, it's like more needs to be done, definitely. I'm going to come on here again with another part with regards to precautions you can take for protecting yourself from germs and diseases, and how to safeguard you and your family. And like I said, I've been creating some like self-care packages. The thing is, I don't know when they're going to arrive. Like next week is too long for me, but I can give tips on what you can do. But I know Jamaicans, they're very smart, they're very talented, and they're very good at identifying what remedy is good for curing a certain disease or illness. So all they need is the right resources or ingredients, or but Jamaicans are very good at healing. So I know that they know what to do. They just need the supplies and ingredients, resources, etc., etc. So I'm not worried about them knowing how to clean up and take care of themselves. I know they can do that. It's just having everything there to do it, you know. But yeah, I'll be back. Let me know what you think about the letter. I'm going to do a follow-up letter because no one's replied. But I'll just keep writing until I get an answer. If I don't get an answer, I'll come online and I'll just keep reading it online and tagging them in it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so I've got some vitamins here actually. I thought that'd be quite good. Radox. I love these.